the raw material of evolution. Mutations provide the ultimate source of novel genetic variation upon which natural selection acts. While early evolutionary theories debated whether changes occurred gradually or through sudden jumps, modern genetics confirm that mutation, whether spontaneously induced, generate the indispensable raw material needed for population dynamics and the origin of new species. Mutation, the raw material of evolution. Historical discovery and definition. Hugo de Vries, the Dutch botanist, highlighted the role of certain large hereditary changes in evolution through his work on the evening primrose, coining the term mutation for these abrupt alterations. Modern definition. Mutations are sudden, discontinuous, random changes in genes and chromosomes. Examples in research extensive laboratory experiments on Drosophila melanogaster have identified hundreds of mutations affecting body color, yellow to black, eye color, and wing structures, vestigial guard, stable wings. Micromutation versus macromutation. Neo-Darwinist view. Macromutation holds that speciation occurs primarily through gradual accumulation of many small mutations over long periods, predicting intermediate forms in the fossil record. Macromutationist view. Richard Goldsmith proposed that new species and higher taxonomic groups can arise in a single step via major developmental alterations. Macromutation, termed surviving individuals with major structure changes, hopeful monsters. Example, the reduction and transformation of the long reptile-like tail of Archaeopteryx into the short fan-shaped tail of modern birds, or the stubby tail mutation in monkeys' cats. Causation and characteristics of mutation. Mutagenic agents. Mutations occur spontaneously due to replication errors or are induced artificially by mutagens like X-rays, UV light, radioactive rays, alpha, beta, gamma, or chemicals. Randomness and non-directional nature. Mutations are completely random. Their appearance bears no direct relation to the environmental needs of the organism. Role in natural selection and adaptive value. Prominence of deleterious mutation. Because modern species are already highly adapted due to the millions of years of natural selection, most new mutations are harmful or neutral rather than beneficial. Environment dependent value. The survival value of a mutation depends on environmental context. Example, a sickle cell anemia allele is generally harmful, but in regions with endemic malaria, heterozygous condition provides critical resistance against malaria, making it advantageous under positive selection pressure. Conclusion. Mutations act as the creative starting point for all evolutionary change by supplying new alleles to the gene pool. Although natural selection determines which traits persist, it cannot function without the raw material generated by gene and chromosome mutations. Together, mutation and natural selection drive the ongoing diversity and adaptation of life on Earth. Not on Archaeopteryx. Archaeopteryx is one of the most famous transitional fossils in evolutionary biology, surviving as a critical connecting link between non-avian theropod dinosaurs, reptiles, and modern birds. Lived during the late Jurassic period, 150 million years ago, in a warm lagunal archipelago located in present-day Germany. Discovery. First discovered in 1961 following the discovery of a single fossilized feather in a subsequent feathered skeleton in limestone. Evolutionary significance. Discovered just 2 years after Darwin published on the origin of species, Archaeopteryx provided tangible fossil evidence supporting evolutionary theory on the origin of birds from reptiles. Key anatomical characteristics. Archaeopteryx exhibits a classic mosaic of reptilian and avian features. Reptilian features, jaws with teeth. Unlike modern toothless birds with beaks, Archaeopteryx had 2 sharp teeth set in sockets. Long bony tail. Possessed a long flexible tail supported by 20 or more caudal vertebrae. Modern vertebrates have a short fused tailbone called a pygostyle. Clawed forelimbs. The wings retain 3 distinct unfused fingers equipped with sharp claws used for climbing or grasping. Skeleton abdominal ribs lacked a fully keeled sternum and possessed gastrellia, abdominal ribs typical of theropod dinosaurs. Avian features: feathers had well developed flight feathers on its wings, a tail that was structurally identical to modern bird feathers, complete with asymmetrical vanes suited for aerodynamic lift. Wing architecture: modified forelimbs forming functional wings. Wishbone, furcula, was a fused collarbone wishbone for muscle attachment. Hollow bones had lightweight, thin-walled pneumatic bones similar to those found in modern birds. Flight capabilities: while capable of flight, Archaeopteryx did not possess the flight efficiency of modern birds, lacking a heavy keeled sternum for massive flight muscle attachment. It was likely restricted to short, powered bursts of flight or gliding between trees rather than sustained high-altitude flying. Recent microstructural studies on its fossilised feathers suggest they provided structural strength suited for quick takeoffs to escape predators.